Govindji. Let us pray to Sri Sri Radha Govindji for their mercy, and also our prayers to Sri His Grace Namnist Das Prabhuji, the temple president at ISKCON Temple, Ulai, Mangalore, who has been kind enough to give us this platform of passing on message of Lord Krishna, the song of. So, Lord here says that Mattah Partaram Nanyat Kinchit Asti Dhyan Yoga Mai Sarvam Idam Protam Sutre Mani Gana Iva. Sutre Mani Gana Iva. We know this is a pearl which is given here in this picture, and this is held by a thread in position. If the thread is not there, the pulse will scatter and go away. So similarly, Lord is holding everything in universe, all the universes, all the planets, all what we see over here in place because of his invisible presence. That is, his invisible energy is controlling everything, and this is how everything is. We see that every planet is moving in a very disciplined fashion. Days and nights are happening. Nature is changing. Seasons are changing in a very disciplined and organized manner. But who is controlling them? The Lord Krishna himself. So this is a beautiful analogy that everything is held by me. He is the creator, he is the maintainer, and also he is supporting everything. And there is another evidence that besides holding all the planets and everything in place, there is another evidence that living entities are being maintained by Lord Krishna, because he says he is the Jathar Agni, the fire of the stomach. So we eat food and the food gets digested in the stomach and gets absorbed in intestine. But we know that unless there is Jathar Agni or the fire in the stomach or acid and presence of air in the stomach, food cannot be digested and we can't get energy from it. So that Lord says that I am the fire and air in your stomach. So there are multiple evidences to prove this fact that Lord is supporting everything. Now, verse 7.8 to 11, they describe, these 4 verses describe opulences of Lord. Now, these opulences are, as I mentioned yesterday, they are just but a very, very minute fragment of Lord's massive, inconceivable, opulences. He says that he is taste of the water. So I'll take just one example. I just now mentioned that he is the cause, he is the basis, he is the effect, and he is the essence of water. Now, water is created by Lord Krishna himself. Now, then it quenches our effect, that our thirst, that is the effect. The taste, he says that I am the taste of the water. So he is the substance or the essence of water, basically. And effect is that our thirst is quenched or satisfied by drinking water. Similarly, he says that he is the light of moon and sun. We know the Brahman effulgence, which is coming out from Lord Krishna's body, transcendental body. Now that light is giving luminance to moon as well as sunshine to the sun. So he is the light in moon and sun. At other places, he says that these are my eyes. Then he is Om of Vedic mantras. We know all Vedic mantras start with Om syllable and sound of ether, ability of man. Whatever a man is competent or able to do, the ability has come from Lord Krishna himself. Fragrance of the earth, heat of the fire, life of all that lives. So we know life in the form of super soul, which is, and consciousness is a symptom of life, and consciousness is a symptom of soul. So all that lives is because it is living, because Lord is there in the form of soul in living entities. His penance of all ascetics, original seed, aham bij pradapita. So he all souls which have a glance by the Lord, or rather Lord glances over the departed soul, and according to its desires and past karmas, immediately fashion provides the the beej or the seed to the soul, and thereby the material nature of Prakriti gives a formal form of body or life, form of life to that a tree or animal or a bird or human being. So he is a original Bij Pradapita. He is a original seed giver to the soul. That is how living entities come into existence. He is the intelligence of the intelligent. He is prowess of the powerful man, the strength of the strong, and sex life of not contrary to religiousness. Sex life means in Krishna consciousness, we mean regulated sex life. Sex life means not for sense enjoyment, but regulated to procreation of a baby or a child who is Krishna consciousness and is successfully liberated after birth. And no self-indulgence in sex is permitted. So he says that sex life, which is regulated, which is followed by certain religious principles, that is me. So these are some of the opulences Lord is describing here. So we come to today's first verse. Yes, Mataji. Chanda Mataji, you would like to read if you are there? Yes, Chanda Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Please read
Hare
it.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
ये चैव सात्विका भावा राजस्तामसाश्च ये मत्ये एवती तान् विधीना त्वहं तेषु ते मयि. Know that all state of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So we just now saw these 14 energies. These are 14 energies which have been mentioned in these 4 verses. And these are all material energies and they are Maya. They are not transcendental energy. They are part of material nature. So Lord here says that, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. That means all these material energies and the transcendental energies have been created by Lord. They are part of His energy, but He is not affected by these energies. And these 14 material energies, material elements rather, they are part of the 3 modes of material nature which have been created by him. But he is not influenced by, he is a creator, he's the owner of these material energies, or three modes of material nature, but he is not influenced by himself by either mode of goodness, passion, or because he is the creator. Analogy is given here that a king, he creates certain rules, regulations, policies, and other matters for his subjects, for his praja, but he is not bound by them because he is a creator. So he is not affected by them. So here there is a contrast when we see this thing, that he is the creator yet he is not. So this is called achint bhed abhed tattva. That means he is personal as well as impersonal. Apparently he is impersonal because the effulgence which is coming from the transcendental body of Lord Krishna is is a, is impersonal form of Lord, but the real form of Lord is Bhagwan feature. So he is both personal as well as that. And the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said this thing, that he is Achint Bhed Abhed Tattva. Lord is master of all those, which is beyond the conception, and it is also informal. It is also, you say, it is also Achintya. Achintya Bhed Abhed, that is, there is personal as well as impersonal. So Lord is not controlled. He is the owner, but he is not affected by these. So, but who is, so we can see here the Lord Krishna at the top in 3 modes of material nature, Rajogun, Satgun, Rajogun, and Tamasgun, or goodness, passion, and ignorance. They are controlling living entities. So it is 3 modes of nature. We have already seen that they are controlling our activities. So that means Krishna is beyond 3 modes of material nature. And these are 3 guna. These are 3 gunas. That means Krishna is nirguna. But Krishna has got a lot of gunas. We know that he has got a lot of qualities. We worship Krishna in the form of his name, in his form, his attributes or qualities, and as well as his form. So, Achint Bhed Aved Tattva, Krishna is beyond mundane understanding. Even the most wise people, yogis, renounce renunciates, big renunciates, and elevated souls cannot understand the Mahima of Krishna. So Nirguna means he is not affected by the three modes of material nature. We can see here all material activities are conducted under three modes. He is controlling three modes, and every activity is taking place under three. But he is the controller, supreme controller. And these three modes of material nature, they emanate or they originate from Supreme Lord, and he is not subordinate to them. A king is not subordinate to himself. So that is how the meaning here. Analogy, the king or lawmaker is not subject to state laws because he is the person who enforces the laws to amongst his disciples, amongst his praja or the citizens, but he is above the law. Now, next verse, three modes are controlled by Krishna, therefore surrender. Now, why to surrender? Because a person normally is controlled by three modes of material nature. And we have already Mam Maya Duratya, Devi Hi Isha Gunmai, Mam Maya Duratya. This my energy is very difficult to overcome. So Krishna gives a solution here, how to control the three modes of material nature. He says, just surrender, because it is impossible for a living entity to understand Krishna's immense, inconceivable, and tremendous, limitless powers. So the only solution to know Krishna or to understand Krishna or to render devotional service to Krishna is to surrender him. So in verse 13 and 14, he mentions these three things. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. त्रिभिर्गुणमैर्भावैर्भिः सर्वमिदं जगत् मोहितनाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible.
So, Mam Ebhya Param Avyayam. In fact, why we are ignorant, and how the ignorance can go away from, or how can we become free from ignorance? By having knowledge. The real knowledge that we are part and parcel of Lord, we are eternal servitor, and we have come here by default. We have to go back to Krishna or our real home. This is the real knowledge. So when this knowledge comes, but what is checking us from getting this knowledge? Our attraction towards the material nature or three modes of material nature, and they are binding us to inferior energy of Lord rather than our movement upwards towards the superior energy of Lord. So Lord says that a living entity is deluded by three modes of material nature, and the whole world does not know me, who I am the inexhaustible. I'm abhyayam, that means I am inexhaustible. I am always the same. Purnamidam, he is always complete whole. He's never many holes, many complete holes may come out of him, but yet he remains the same. So he is above three modes of material nature, and he is inexhaustible. So importance of surrender or taking shelter of Lord is being described in these verses, second verses. Yes, Mataji.
देवी हयुषा गुणमयीमं माया दुर्तया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते. This divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So now earlier Lord said that superior, the living entities are part of my superior energy, and from superior energy, the existence of demigods and higher planets has come, and the inferior energy has created material nature. Now, the living entity, they are part of my superior energy, but they are part of my marginal energy, because they are influenced by the three modes of material nature, which is part of my inferior energy. So Lord says, Tribhir guna mayer bhaver, ivi sarvam idam jagat, mohitam nabhi jananti mam evapya param abhyam. And second verse, this 7.14 is very important verse. दैवी ही ईशा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्या माम एव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायाम एताम तरन्ति ते प्रपद्यन्ते माम eva ye prapadyante, those who surrender unto me, or those who take my shelter, mayam etam tarantite, they can easily cross over the three modes of material nature. And devi hi esha gurmai, this my divine energy of mine is very, very difficult to overcome. That means everybody is bound by either mode of goodness, mode of passion, or mode of ignorance all the time. But how to get out of this? Unless we get out of this three modes of material nature, we cannot surrender to Lord and cannot take shelter of Lord. So this sloka must be memorized. This is a very nice sloka. Devi hi isha gurmai mam maya duratya maya mam ev e prapadyanti mayam etam tarantite. So now guna, word guna has been used. Guna means rope also. So this rope is binding our soul. Rope of three modes of material nature is binding our soul. And a person, if you just imagine a person like the scene you can see in this picture, a person, he is a very good swimmer. But he's lying in the middle of ocean. But can he rescue himself through his own efforts in the middle of ocean? Can he reach the shore? No, he needs the help of Lord Krishna. So similarly, a person, if a person has got his hands and tied, we are talking about soul, but if just imagine analogy is given, if a person hand and feet have been tied by a rope, can he rescue himself or can he release himself? He needs the help of another person who comes and unties the knots from his hand and feet, then only he can be relieved. Similarly, the devotional service is only the means, devotional service of Krishna is the only means by which we can get untied by these three modes of material nature. Our soul is tied with the guna, the rope, guna or the rope of these three modes of material nature. And only by help of surrendering to Lord Krishna, we can get relieved. And liberation can take place only when three modes of material nature are controlled and heart is purified. But if it is so easy that controlling three modes of material nature can result into liberation, then why some people surrender, and why still knowing this fact, some people do not surrender? So Lord is going to give this explanation in next verse. So verse number 14 is a beautiful verse, and just I will, through a graphic representation, I will mention, give you the complete analogy of this. You can see Krishna explain how to get free from three modes of material nature. Mama maya duratya mayam etam tanantute mayam prapadyanti. Prapadyanti means surrender or take shelter. So we are bound by the clutches of maya, or three modes of material nature. And there are nitya baddha and there are siddh baddha. Nitya baddha means we are daily or eternally bound by three modes of material nature. And siddh baddha are those elevated souls who have freed themselves from three modes of material nature. So it is very difficult to come out of the three modes of material nature, but because these are his divine energy. They are divine energy, part of the divine energy of Lord Krishna. So Krishna's coming out of Krishna's energy is very difficult. Maybe superior energy or inferior energy. So divine energy, material energy is called so because of divine connection, because it is the energy, it belongs to Lord Krishna, is part of the superior energy and movement by divine will. So only by Lord's mercy That is, by surrendering to him and taking shelter of Lord Krishna, we can come out of this. So Guna is considered as a rope. Only Krishna or his bona fide representative or bona fide spiritual master, who is from disciplic succession, can rescue person who is bound by this Guna, which is or rope of the three modes of material nature. Devotional service can help one gain release. So we just now saw the earlier picture in which a person was drowning, and devotional service, through only devotional service, he can come out. So Krishna, out of paternal affection for living entity, can order his energies to release the conditioned soul. So we are conditioned soul, contaminated by three modes of material nature. Our soul is bound by rope of three modes of material nature, and only Krishna's mercy and the association of pure devotees can help us getting away from three modes of material nature. So difficult, by our own efforts, it is very difficult to get out. So we need to surrender. We need the help of spiritual master. We need to take shelter of a spiritual master and perform devotional service to Krishna. So we are Nitya-baddha. Always we are bound by three modes of material nature. And so the only answer to get freedom from three modes of material nature is surrender to Lord. So now, in these 4 verses, 15 to 19, Lord says why some people surrender and why some people do not surrender. That depends on their prakriti or sabhav, or their basic nature. So we'll come to the impious impious are these are called dushkritinas, and lack knowledge and never surrender to Krishna. And the pious people who are sukritinas, these develop knowledge and they surrender. So they are brought two groups of people: sukritinas, the pious people who are sukritinas, and dushkritinas, or impious persons who do not surrender. Yes, anybody else would like to read?
May I continue, Professor?
Yeah, Mataji, you continue.
दुष्कृतिनो मूढः प्रपद्यन्ते नुराधमाः मायायापहृन्त ज्ञाना आसुरं भावमाश्रितः. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and whose partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So Lord says now those who do not surrender, first he has taken up those category of people. Na mam dushkritno mura prapadyante naradhama maya aparat jnana asuram bhav ashita. There are 4 category of people who do not surrender. First is foolish. Foolish means mudha. This word means mudha means those people who are foolish. Foolish means animalistic foolish people. People in mode of passion, they are working very hard. They are endeavoring very hard just to earn lot of money, more and more and more money, to have more and more opulences of physical comforts. More money means more sense gratification, and this never ends. They work like animals, like a justice. Look at a donkey. In order to please his, what does the owner of donkey does? That he ties a tuft of grass before the mouth of the donkey, and the donkey is made to carry heavy loads, just in the hope that once he has carried the load, then he will get that piece of grass. So he is foolish. He doesn't know that he's never going to get it because it is out of the reach of his mouth. So such people who are grossly foolish or animalistic foolish, who work very hard and who want to always have material enjoyment, they never surrender to Krishna. Lowest among Naradhama. Naradhama means people who are lowest amongst the mankind. And who are those lowest to amongst the mankind? Who lose their in fact, all of us are Naradhama. Why? Because we have got a chance of getting liberation by possessing the knowledge of Krishna and surrendering to Lord Krishna, doing devotional service to Krishna. But we know, knowing this thing, but we are adham, we are involved in impious activities. We do not bother to surrender before Lord. We do not bother to render devotional service to Lord. So we are lowest among mankind. And third is Maya Aparhat Jnana. Maya means illusion. Aparhat means kidnapped. Jnana means knowledge. And those whose knowledge has been stolen by illusion. Maya, we know, we just now saw the 14 examples or indicators of Maya. And Lord also said, Devi hi isha gurmai mam Maya duratya. My Maya, my illusionary creations or material objects, they are beyond comprehension, and it is very difficult to overcome those effects. So those whose knowledge has been kidnapped by this Maya, or they are deluded speculators. These peoples, they follow social and moral orders. They are educated. They are scientists. They are speculators. They are philosophers. They perfect knowledge, but their knowledge is misdirected. Maya has upset their canon. Instead of serving Lord Krishna and possessing the knowledge of Lord Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, they believe in philosophies, dry arguments, speculations, and their knowledge, real knowledge, has been kidnapped by. So first category was animalistic fool, that is Muda. Second is Naradhama, the lowest of mankind. Third is Maya, those whose knowledge has been kidnapped by illusion, or the illusory or Maya, or illusory energy of Lord Krishna. And Asurim Bhavam Ashritaha. Asurim means Asur means demon. Bhava means the concept or the feelings. Ashrita, those who have taken shelter of demonic nature. And such people are basically, the atheist. Atheists who do not believe there is a God, there is a controller, there is something, superior power which is controlling everything. These people, atheists, believe that this is a chance happening, that this entire creation has come into. They believe in Big Bang theory, and they do not understand that Lord is the creator of everything. He's the owner of everything. He's the maintainer of everything, including living entities. So there are 4 categories who do not surrender to Lord: animalistic fools, and Naradhama, the lowest of mankind; Maya, Aprat, Jnana, those living entities whose knowledge has been stolen by the illusion or illusory or Maya of Lord Krishna; and Asurim Bhavam Ashrita, those who have taken shelter of demonic nature. These are called atheists. So they are, or this is the worst class. Asuram Bhavam Ashrita, atheists are the worst class, because they not only do not believe in God, they hate God. They are envious. They don't want to take name of Lord at all. But slightly better is Maya Pratyajnana, because they are, though they are physical, they are philosophical speculators, and they are knowledgeable, educated persons, but their knowledge is misdirected. They do not believe in God. And Naradhama, of course, lowest like us, because we know that we can get revelation in this life worshipping Lord. And there are Buddha who are just involved in sense gratification. So these Kritinos are 4 category: Buddha, Naradhama, Maya Pratyajnanam, and Maya Asuram Bhavam Ashita. Yes, Riya Mataji. Right. So this is exception. Riya Mataji, you can continue now.
Okay.
Before that, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Mataji.
The 3 now we are talking about that who can't surrender. So ultimately we are talking about the 3 state of that guna only, right?
Yes.
That rajas, tamas, rajas, and sattva. So once the person is in tamas, they are lethargy. They will be living in the dream only, that okay, I will do it, and he will be in that state, illusion. And then once the soul is rises into the tamas to rajas, that they rejoice that I am the only doer in this world, and everything exists because of me. So this proudness brings it take the person to mudha state again. And when they rises to sattva guna, so sattva guna, with the knowledge, when they rise and become gunatita becoming like when we surrender, then only become gunatita. The rising all three state above it's the gunatita. The once the surrendering comes, then only the gunatita becomes, and there we are we are away the rope, we have break the three modes of this guna.
Yes.
Then the consciousness, pure consciousness of Krishna, we actually what we say, I don't know the word. Yes. So this is what we are talking about, and here the fourth thing which you have explained, ultimately it is indicating towards the three modes only, where the entanglement of the guna, the soul is, the individual is going through and not able to surrender unto Krishna.
Thank you,
Yes,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Very nicely explained. So, in fact, we know a tamasic person in mode of ignorance, he is sleepy, he is indolent, lethargic, he is mad, he is intoxicated. He does not follow any rules, regulations of scriptures, right? Then in the mode of passion, the person is very ambitious, desirous. He is very, always looking for something or other. Or he's doing a lot of activities in order to satisfy his endeavors, in order to satisfy his senses, collect more physical comfort, he's not never satisfied, and ultimately he is also bound by those mode of passion. And then mode of goodness, as you just now said, mode of passion is also bound by, his soul is also bound by three modes of material, because third mode is goodness. Then how he gets bound? The soul gets bound because he firstly he derives happiness by doing some pious activity. Secondly, he is proud of the knowledge that, oh, I possess much more knowledgeable. I'm much more knowledgeable as compared to others, because I do this way. I do this kind of bhakti. So this happiness, this knowledge, this pride also binds the soul in mode of goodness. So as you said, that gunatita, one has to rise above the three levels, three modes of material nature. That is Shuddha Sattva Bhav or Vishnu Tattva. When one rises to that transcendental stage, this is the purest form. Then one develops feeling to surrender towards Lord Krishna, and then also one develops pure devotional service to Lord Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. It said very nice.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
So these are four category of people who do not surrender. Yes, Riya Mataji, please define these each
Hare
category.
Krishna. Okay. Knowledge of the absolute. These cretinas are impious people who do not surrender to Krishna. Mudhas are grossly foolish, like hard-working asses, beasts of burden. The Naradhamas are the lowest of the mankind, and Asuram Bhavam Asrita is the envious towards God or atheistic demons, and Mayaya Paharta Jnana is the knowledge stolen by illusionary energy. Those cretinas are impious people.
Yeah, so they
Uh,
are impious
and
people.
listen,
These four categories, they do not surrender to Lord Krishna. So we just now said that why some people do not surrender, because of these factors. Now in this picture you can see, in this picture you can see this is an ass. He's overloaded with so much burden as pleased to. His mouth is tied, and there may be a tuft of grass if it's tied before him. Then out of attraction towards that, eating that grass, sometime he might eat. He's working very, very hard. He's want to please his master, in fact. And here you can see in this picture, Maya Apradgram, this person is doing a lot of yogic exercises. And this Sahastra Arjuna, if you will remember, the Sahastra Arjuna who had a fight with Parashuram, in fact, had killed this king first because of that. He had tried to steal that cow, Kamadhenu cow, Suravi cow of Parashuram. So he killed this king. And there is in picture, this is, Jagai Mathai and Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. these are Naradhama, they are lowest of mankind. They could have salvaged themselves from this material life and risen to a spiritual life or transcendental life. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to send Nityananda Prabhu to town and go and tell people the Maha Mantra to take up devotional service of Lord. But these were so that even they hit Nityananda Prabhu, and so they are Naradhama people. So yes, Mataji, this one.
Na mama duskritino mudha prapadante naradhama mayaya prahat jnana asuram bhava mashrita.
Sorry, Mataji, this is verse number, in Hindi it is a verse number 15 only, but the real verse is 16, which is mentioned here.
16.
Chaturvidha bhajante.
Chaturvidha bhajante mama jnana sukritino arjuna artho jignasur artharthi yana cha bharatar sabha. O best among the Bharatas, Arjuna, four kinds of pious men render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute. Hare Krishna.
So we first, impious people, Mudha, Naradhama, Maya, Pradgyanam, and Asri Bhavam, Ashita, those people do not surrender to Lord Krishna. And now he's telling why some people surrender to Krishna. Chaturvidha bhajanti mam. The four kind of people always surrender to me, or they do my devotional service. Janaha Sukritano Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, four kind of people. The Sukritanas or pious people surrender. Artho. Artho means one who is desirous of. Arth means who is distressed, who is in trouble. Arth, we know when we are in trouble, we always start remembering God. So Arth, when we are in, and example, another example of, we'll come to examples anyway. Jigyasur, one who is of, who is knowledgeable, but who is still wants to, he is very inquisitive. He wants to know more and more about Lord Krishna. Artharthi, the one who is desirous of wealth and opulences or kingdom. And Jnani. Jnani means person who is knowledgeable. He wants to collect more and more knowledge. Cha Bharat Varsava. So he's telling Arjuna now, there are four kinds: Arth, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and Jnani. Four category of people, pious people, they surrender unto me. Now let us take one example. Can anybody recollect from level 1? Who are those Arth people who remembered Krishna and surrendered to Krishna from Shastras? Arth, who were in distress condition, and you remembered Krishna, Krishna rescued them.
Sudama,
Sudha.
Not Sudama Mataji.
Meera,
Not Mita Mataji. What about Draupadi?
Draupadi. Sorry.
Oh,
Yes, Draupadi.
very
Yes, yes,
simple.
yes.
What about Gajendra?
Yes,
The
Gajendra.
fight between tortoise and that Gajendra took 1,000 years. What he fought with all this tank. That crocodile is a water animal. Elephant is a earth ground animal. But he
Landed.
was dragged into water and he got getting weaker, and the crocodile was getting stronger. The fight went on for 1,000 years. And after so many, when he was just about to lose the struggle, then he took out a lotus flower and prayed to Lord Krishna. Krishna immediately rescued him. What about Draupadi? Draupadi was in such a distressful condition. She was being derobed by Dusashan and others. Then she was rescued by, so they as Arth people. They are in distressed condition. Second category is Arth. Let us take in this order Artharthi. An example from Shastra of a person who was desirous of opulences, kingdom, and wanted to have a kingdom bigger than Indra, Lord Indra himself. So, an example, who was such a person? Yes. Don't remember? This is not good. What about Dhruv Maharaj? Do you remember Dhruv Maharaj? The story? His,
Dhruva Maharaj, he desired to sit in the lap of his father. For it, he went to the forest and he
no, not
meditated
like this.
on.
I'll tell you
Not
one. It's not like this. In fact, what happened?
okay.
The Dhruv Maharaj had a stepmother. Stepmother wanted his own son to be the the enthroned or take up the Raj. But uh, she was very jealous, and she was always feeling giving wrong information to Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj's father. So he was so disgusted that he left home and he went to forest and he started praying, remembering Krishna or Lord Vishnu. And he prayed that, Lord, give me a kingdom bigger than my father, opulences, wealth bigger than, more than my father, and even a kingdom bigger than that of Indralok. So at that time, Narad Muni comes. So he was Artharthi. Narad Muni comes and then tells him, oh, why you are asking for these small gains? Why not take name of Lord Krishna or Mahamantra and do his japam, so that you get much more what you are asking for. So he was Artharthi, then he got become a Jnani, then he stopped, then he did meditation. So Arth is one persons who are in distress, Gajendra, Moksha Katha, all of us, then Draupadi, second example, Artharthi was Dhruv Maharaj, and then Jigyasu. Who was Jigyasu? Example from Shastras.
Prahlad Maharaj, he was Jigyasu to know.
Prahlad Maharaj, okay, or more.
Jigyasu, even we can take Arjun.
Arjun was Jigyasu, yes, you can say, yes. Most quoted example, Parikshit Maharaj.
Ah, Parikshit Maharaj and one Nachiketa.
Yes, they were Jigyasu. They wanted to know. Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die within 7 days after his, misdeed, and his son, the son of Rishi, cursed him that he within 7 days by a snake bite he will die. So he was Jigyasu. He wanted to utilize those 7 days only listening Krishna Katha only. So he was Jigyasu. And also, who was Jnani? Example from Jnani or Jnani? 88,000 rishis under Sanak Rishi, who had gathered at Naimisharanya Tirth for performing a sacrifice for 1,000 years. Then Sut Maharaj gave them the perfect knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam, which he has heard from Sukadev Maharaj when Parikshit Maharaj was giving the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. That time Sut Maharaj learned, and Sut Maharaj then gives the lessons on Srimad Bhagavatam to these 88,000 rishis under Sanak Rishi, who had gathered at Naimisharanya. That those are Jnani people. So Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam Janaha Sukritno Arjuno. So pious people, four types of people, pious people worship me, O Arjuna. Artho, that is distressed. Jigyasu, those are the inquisitive. Artharthi, those who are desirous of wealth. And Jnani, those are who are already knowledgeable, but still they want to get more information, more knowledge about my name, form, pastimes, and attributes. So these are four kind of people. So we have heard Duskritnos and Sukritnos, those who are eager to listen Lord Krishna's glories. They are pious people. And these people, out of these people, now Krishna says that Jnani are the best people. Why Jnanis are best people?
Prabhuji, because Jnani knows that what will be the outcome of the action if action is performed. So prior to that, due to the Jnana, they are always on the righteous path.
Right. They have possessed the knowledge, Mataji, first thing. And they follow the scriptures injunctions of scriptures of Vedas and Purans. And what are the scriptures injunctions? Those regulative principles, 4 regulative principles. What are those 4 regulative principles? Anyone? Srila Mataji? Others who are present, please ask, participate. Dr. Sita, Srila Mataji, Anshika Jain Mataji. What are those 4 basic principles which we follow in ISKCON? We have talked about them half a dozen times before. Level 1 also it was discussed.
Shravana, Manana, and
No, not that, Mataji.
No
4
meat
regulative
eating,
principles, 4 regulative
no meat
principles.
eating, no
Yes.
illicit sex,
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
and
No
then
gambling, no intoxication.
no gambling, no intoxication. Yes.
So what is the effect? Why, if say, now let us take the other side of it. What happens to a person who does all these things, or who does not follow these regulative principles? What about what quality of a man loses, or a good attribute one loses if he takes meat? Let us take this example. What quality becomes deficient in him if one is consuming
Prabhuji, may I want to say here.
Compassion.
compassion? Very nice, Mataji. Daya. Compassion goes out of his heart, because killing of animal is a very, very painful thing. And eating meat, of course, worse aparadh or papam. So compassion goes if one eats meat. What about illicit sex? What quality virtue one loses if one goes into extramarital affairs or sex?
Virtue, I think.
What is that, Mataji?
Virtue. Good virtue.
No, not really. Anyone else? Cleanliness, suchita, purity, that is lost if one indulges into extra marital affairs or sex. And what about intoxication? What is the state of a person who is intoxicated?
Loss of sense.
Loss of mental control, right?
Mental
So he
control,
leaves
yes.
austerities, self-control. He loses power of discrimination. His intelligence is lost. And also he loses, in fact, austerities. He is not able to control himself. What about gambling? Fourth vice is gambling. What one loses if one does gambling? They will run, Mataji.
No, this is knowledge as well.
No,
Gambling.
no, not knowledge. Truthfulness.
Okay.
A gambler is never a truthful person. He is always cheating. Isn't it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
the Gyanis are persons who follow the rules and regulations of scriptures. And please do remember these 4 aspects, which are very important for spiritual development. If one does not have truthfulness, does not possess control of mind, and does not have austerities, does not have cleanliness or suchita, and also does not have, compassion or daya in his heart, he cannot make it spiritual progress. So Lord Krishna says that out of these 4 persons, we'll come to it anyway. Yes, Riya Mataji, please continue. So you can see this. These just I will explain the pictures in a few seconds. Gajendra Moksha, you can see Lord, he is holding his trunk upside with a lotus flower and praying to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna immediately comes and rescues him. Draupadi scene is described here. And what is happening in this third picture? Anyone? We have seen this picture earlier also. What is happening here?
Prabhuji, this is this is not Kayadhu, right?
No.
No, this is not Kayadhu.
Devaki? Not
Uh,
Devaki?
No, not Mataji. This is Vedvyas. And
Oh.
Sukadev Maharaj in her womb, he didn't want to. Sukadev Maharaj, Radha Rani's parrot, he entered while she was listening and yawning to. Then this parrot entered into her stomach and then went to her room, and he stayed there for 13 years because Lord Shiva was very angry. Lord Shiva was narrating a story of Srimad Bhagavatam, and Parvati Ma, she went to sleep, and this parrot was listening. The parrot of Radharani was listening, sitting on the branch of the tree there, and then he was saying, that I'm awake and I'm listening. So when Lord Shiva finishes, then he says that, oh, Parvati Ma is sleeping. Then who was giving this nod of listening? Then he notices a parrot. Parrot runs away and enters into the womb of wife of Vedvyas Muni, and he stays there for 13 years because he was such a knowledgeable after listening Srimad Bhagavatam from Vedvyas that he didn't want to come out of the womb. Then Lord Krishna willed, and that Sukadev Maharaj came. So he was Sukadev Maharaj. That is why he had the face of a parrot and the body of a human being. So Sukadev Maharaj here is seen. And what is happening here in this last picture, right upper corner?
Maharaj Parikshit
Yes,
listening
Maharaj.
to
Yes, thank you, Maharaj.
Sukadeva
Sukhdev
Goswami.
Maharaj. Sukhdev Maharaj is giving lessons from Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And what is happening here? We just heard the story.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruv Maharaj and Narad Muni, Lord Vishnu himself came. And who is this one? Having a treaty with Lord Ramachandra?
Hanuman.
Sugriva Maharaj.
Sugriva.
Sugriva Maharaj, right? And what is happening here in this forest? This is Sut
Suta
Maharaj,
Goswami. Suta
Sutdev,
Goswami.
and these are Naimisharanya Tirth, the forest of Naimisharanya, where 88,000 rishis had gathered to perform sacrifice for 1,000 years under the headship of Sanka. So these are certain graphic pictures given here. So Sukritos are, yes, Mataji, please continue, Mataji. I will post one by one and you explain.
Sukritinas or pious people who are adherents of regulative principles of scriptures, follow moral and social laws, more or less devoted to the Supreme Lord. Four categories of pious people are Artha, distressed; Artharthi, well-seeker; Jignasu, inquisitive; Jnani, one who desires knowledge of absolute truth. Are they pure devotees? No, because they have some aspiration to fulfill an essence for devotional service.
Thank you. But I will just explain a little on point. This Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and Jnani, they have some desire. They are not pure devotees. A pure devotee does not have any kind of desire. He wants to serve Lord eternally. That is only desire. All his senses are directed towards service of Lord Krishna only. But this Arth, they are distressed. They want some relief. Artharthi, they want some kind of opulence. Jigyasu, they are inquisitive. They are not devotee. They want to know about Lord only. But Jnani, they are knowledgeable person. So they are not pure devotees. No, because they have some aspiration or material desire to fulfill in exchange for devotional service. So what is pure devotional service? Yes, Mataji.
What is pure devotional service? Render transcendental loving service favorably without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities of philosophical speculation.
So these persons, pure devotees these are attributes or qualities of pure devotee. They are transcendental loving service favorably to Krishna. Anya avilashita shunyam. In nectar of devotion is mentioned that anya avilashita shunyam gyan karmadi anavratam ankulyen Krishna anushilinam bhaktir uttamam. They are pure devotees. Their devotion is of first class because their knowledge is not covered by any gyan nor any philosophical speculation. They want to serve Lord. They have no other desire. They are only transcendental desire to serve Lord. And how to serve Lord? As Krishna desires. Anupureni, favorable to Krishna. Krishnanushilinam, what pleases Krishna. So they are pure devotees. Now, but pure devotion is sudurlabha. In another verse, in it is mentioned in Nectar of Instructions that when pure devotional service develops, there is kleshagni, all kind of material distresses, they disappear. Secondly, there is shubhada, auspiciousness starts happening. Third, it is sudurlava, it is very difficult to obtain. Fourth is that person, Krishna akarshani, it attracts Krishna, pure devotional service. And lastly, that such a person does not want any kind of liberation. So the mukti lagu kratam, he doesn't want to. And which example we discussed earlier, that says elevated soul who on whose door Mukti Devi was standing with folded hands and wanted to liberate him, but he said, no, I don't want liberation. What was the name of this elevated soul? Only 3 days back we discussed his name. Bilwa Mangal Thakur.
Yes. Forgot.
Bilwa
Yes.
Mangal Thakur. So this is the beauty. So what is the destiny of Sukritas? Yes, Mataji.
Destiny of Sukritinas. In due course, they associate with pure devotees and get purified.
So that is a very important thing. Association of pure devotees is essential. So whether it is Artharthi, Jigyasu or Jnani, if they get in contact with pure devotee and take up devotional service, they have a chance of getting purified and chance of rendering pure devotional service to Krishna. Yeah.
At what stage do Sukritinas become
Pure.
probably pure? Okay, when they are free from all material desires, when they fully understand that material remuneration has nothing to do with spiritual improvement. Hare Krishna. What is the hope for miscreants in regard to devotional service? For them, devotional service is very difficult because their lives are selfish, irregular, and without spiritual goals. Is there any hope any time? If by chance they come in contact with pure devotee, they also become pure devotees. Hare Krishna.
So this is the fate of the Sukritnos and Duskritnos. Sukritno, they get association of pure devotees, they become purified, and when they become purified, they have no material desire, no sense gratification, and so the best chance is with the Jnani, but all the 3-4 other categories also have a chance. But what about the Duskritnos, the Mudha, Naradhama, Maya Pradgyanam, and Asurim Bhav Ashrita? What about these 4 people? They have very, very little chance. But they can take up devotional service if they get in association of pure devotees. So the essence here is we are in Duskritinas at the moment, or probably we might be considered to be inquisitive at the most. But association of pure devotees is very, very essential for developing transcendental nature, getting purified, and developing pure devotional service to Lord Krishna. So this is the fate here. This one you can also, Mata, you finish here.
Okay. A knowledge of the absolute. Who is the best among 4 kinds of pious people? The distress, Jnani, the inquisitive, the desire of wealth. Jnani is the best in full knowledge of the absolute truth and free of material desires. Engages in pure devotional service. Lord is very dear to him and he is dear to the Lord. When one is in pure knowledge of the transcendence of the Supreme Lord, material contamination cannot touch him. Hare Krishna.
So Lord Krishna is very clearly specified. In fact, he loves all 4 categories of Sukritnas. All people, pious people, they are dear to Krishna. But who is most dear? Jnani is most dear. Why Jnani is most dear? Because he is free from material desire. He is engaged in pure devotional service, and Lord Krishna very much loves such persons, because devotee loves Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. Krishna also loves such pure devotee very much. And when he is in pure knowledge of the transcendence of Lord Krishna, the material contamination cannot touch him. That means the soul becomes purified and becomes purified of the guna, three gunas, or the robe of three gunas, the person becomes pure in heart. Then he renders pure devotional service. So one more slide we will take. Yes. Anybody else would like to read? Srila Mataji? We have very few people today. Or you may continue, Mataji. Please continue.
Okay, Prabhu. उधर सर्व इवेते यानि तब आत्मेव मे मतम अस्थित स हि युक्तत्मा मम इवनुतामम गतिम. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and the most perfect goal. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. So Lord says that Sukritnas, all Arth, Artharthi, Jnani and Jigyasu, both all are very dear to me, but Jnani is most dear to me because they are, all of them are situated in knowledge, because they, in Arth also, the person was distressed and the Gajendra and Draupadi remembered Krishna at that time. Artharthi also remembered, he was praying to Krishna that give me more opulence, more wealth and more bigger kingdom, Dhruva Maharaj. And Artha Jigyasu, the sages at, sages were Jnani. In fact, they knew Krishna very well, but they wanted to know more and more about him. And inquisitive person are those persons who want to have, they are Jigyasu, they want to know a lot of Krishna. And Parikshit Maharaj, the example, perfect. So he says that all these persons already know me, but they want to enhance their knowledge about me. So they are very dear to me, and I am also very dear to him. And I consider to be, this is such a big statement, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. He considers just like himself. Just imagine we are of such Buddha, we are such fallen souls, but Krishna is saying that if you are worshipping me, I consider yourself like my own self. And being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. And this is the highest perfection of a human life. If one attains Krishna, or one goes to Krishna Loka or Goloka Vrindavana and does render eternally the pure devotional service to Krishna. So that is the perfection. That is the goal of life, going back to our real home, not staying in this Ashashwatam Dukhalayam, which is a jail, which is a hospital, which is a place of misery. So that is the goal of life. Any questions or any doubts or correction or addition any Mataji would like to add, please put up. I have posted attendance link in the chat box. You may fill in. I'm going a bit slow, but it is so important now. Bhakti Yoga, the part 2 of Bhagavad Gita is very, very important. Each shloka is very, very important. And some of the shlokas must need to be memorized, like Devi Hisha Gurmai Mama Duratya. That one, and Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam, those 4 categories. Those are some of the verses which have to be memorized by each one of us. Any doubts, any questions, Mataji? Or any?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
In
Mataji.
the previous verses, there was a saying that the way to Krishna is by surrendering. How do we surrender?
Oh, Mataji, this is what Krishna said. This is what Krishna said, Krishna said how to surrender. Surrender can happen only when we are unbound by the 3 modes of material nature. Krishna,
Okay.
this is what he mentioned. 3 modes are controlled by Krishna, therefore surrender. Because we are bound by 3 modes of surrender, 3 modes of material nature. So we have to surrender. How to surrender? This is your question. How to surrender? That develop the knowledge of Krishna, develop the transcendental knowledge of Krishna. And when we develop the transcendental knowledge of Krishna from authentic sources or people, bona fide spiritual master from disciplic succession, then our ignorance goes, and then we realize we have self-realization. When self-realization is there, there is no sense gratification, there is no desire for satisfying our own senses, but rendering our all service of all senses in the service of Lord Krishna. So that is how
Uh,
bhakti will develop. That is it.
so Prabhuji, surrendering happens only when we uh, we go above the three material modes.
That is one aspect, Mataji. But let us be first be raised to the mode of goodness. Surrender means that we, whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever we attain, we consider it not as ours, we consider it as Krishna's property. We offer it to Krishna, then only consume. We do not consider it as the master of our property or other thing. We let or our wealth, our knowledge. Krishna has said that I am all this. Krishna, these 14 material energies, in fact, person. Now, let us take one example. I'll just say, if a person is very, say, powerful, that means a person who is a, say, let us just imagination. Let us consider a person who is holding a very high office, like a chief minister, and he considers that I am very powerful and I am all in all, I can do whatever I like, then he is a Mudha. Or we may call that Maya Aparat Jnanam, because his knowledge has been stolen by some Maya because of the power is, of course, a Maya or a illusion of Lord Krishna. But he considered that no, I have to rule by, like Prithu Maharaj or Lord Ramchandra, that I am just this representative of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I have to pass on his rules and regulations amongst my citizens or subjects. Then he does not feel proud of his power, but considers his power as a power given by Lord Krishna, then that is a surrender or correct approach. Similarly, for intelligence or for impersonalists, they do not know the personal feature of Lord Krishna. They consider that Lord does not have a form, does not have any qualities. Yes, he is Gudatit, but he is the master of every Guda. So that is the difference. Like fragrance of earth, fragrance of a flower, sound of ether, om. So all these are representing material energy of Krishna. But if one exercises control over them, one considers that he is the owner of these energies, then he is not surrendering. One while drinking water, one feels that taste is Krishna himself, that is quenching my thirst, then probably he's in the stage of surrendering or taking shelter of Lord Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So that is the main Mataji. So surrender does not happen by itself. One has to become conscious, and consciousness will come through knowledge. And ignorance is that I am the master, I am the doer. This is ignorance.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Have I answered your question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Satisfactory?
Very much.
Any other question or any other suggestion or correction? So we have to remember these 4 types of people, both categories, Sukritnas and Duskritnas, and with their examples, they will be part of your, assessment also, assignment also, and along with their examples also. You should have a bit knowledge of also those past times also. So we'll continue with next verse. I mean, that is Bahunam Janmanam Udara. This one we have covered, and this verse number 19 will continue. This is also very beautiful. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyan Barma Prapadyate Vasudha Deva Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, Gyanvan Ma Prapadyate, people surrender to me. Surrender is also not easy, because the false ego, our false ego and our mode of material nature do not permit us to surrender. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Lord Krishna is everything. He is controller of all universes, and he is the cause of all causes. He is the Adi Purush. He is primeval Lord. Some Mahatmas, such elevated souls are very difficult to find, because people do not surrender to Lord. Hare Krishna. So please fill in the attendance form. If there is no any other question, we may close today's session. And Monday we shall continue with this verse again. Let us have a closing prayer. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभा एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव प्रभु की जय. शीला प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji. Dandavat pranam to all of you. And my request from tomorrow on our next session onwards, that these closing prayers and opening prayers, one of you will be reciting. So please prepare. These are given in Vaishnava prayers in the internet. Remember, instead of me doing it, you will be doing it. Thank
Okay,
you.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very
Hare
much for
Krishna.
your association, for your participation. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Mataji. Please fill the attendance. Hare Krishna.